The forest that watches. A journey into darkness. Today, I want to share something with you. Something that's been haunting me. Do you ever get those strange thoughts while riding? Whether it's a car or a motorcycle, sometimes these dark ideas creep into your mind. You're riding at a certain speed, and suddenly a thought flashes. What if right now I hit that rock? The wheel would blow out, throw me to the side. I'd lose control and crash. Do you get thoughts like that? Sometimes you're riding slowly and these thoughts start crawling in. You lose confidence in yourself. Doubts creep in and you start slowing down even more. Has this ever happened to you? I'm really curious to read your comments. Write to me, share. Am I the only one? In this video, I'm heading into the forest to hunt for honey mushrooms. I was lucky enough to find them a couple of years ago, and this isn't my first time going to that grove, that old forest. It's terrifying there at times. Sunlight doesn't penetrate in places, and fears often creep up on me. The road narrows as I ride deeper. Trees press closer to the path, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers trying to grab my handlebars. The motorcycle vibrates beneath me, each bump sending jolts through my spine. That feeling, that someone's watching, it's back. I felt it every time I come here. The rational part of my brain says it's just paranoia, just the isolation of being alone in a dense forest. But there's another part, a primal part, that knows better. Last time I came here, I found mushrooms near an old fallen oak. But next to it, I also found something else, deep claw marks on the tree trunk. Too high for a bear, too wide for anything I know. I took a photo, showed it to locals. They went quiet, exchanged glances, told me to stay away from that section. But mushrooms don't grow where it's safe. They grow where death feeds the soil, where something has fallen and rotted. And this forest has seen plenty of death. My hands grip the handlebars tighter. The thoughts return, what if I crash here? How long would it take someone to find me? Hours? Days? Would they find me at all? Or would the forest claim me first? I've heard stories about this place. Old stories. People who went in and never came out. Search parties that found nothing but abandoned belongings scattered like breadcrumbs leading nowhere. One story stuck with me. A hunter in the 80s knew these woods like his own home. Went in for deer, never returned. They found his rifle 3 months later, leaning against a tree, fully loaded. His backpack hanging on a branch. But no body, no tracks, nothing. Just his things, arranged almost carefully, like he'd placed them there himself before walking into the forest depths. The speed drops to 40. Trees are denser here. The canopy blocks out the sky almost completely. There's twilight down here even though it's midday above. My headlight cuts through the gloom, and in the headlight beam I see eyes. Dozens of them. Small, glinting, reflecting back at me from the undergrowth. They don't move, just watch. As I pass, they disappear one by one, but I feel them following, parallel to my path, keeping pace. The thought hits me again, lose control now, crash, and those eyes would be the last thing I'd see before. Before what? What's watching me? Deer? Wolves? Or something that shouldn't exist? The motorcycle hits a rut, nearly throwing me. My heart hammers. This is it. This is how the thoughts become reality. But I recover, keep riding. Can't stop. Stopping feels more dangerous than moving. At least while I'm moving, I'm harder to catch. Catch? Why did I think that word? Nothing's chasing me. Yet, the path curves and there it is, the old grove. The trees here are ancient, twisted, their roots breaking through the earth like arthritic fingers. This is where I found mushrooms before. This is where I have to stop. I kill the engine. The silence that follows is absolute, suffocating. No birds, no wind, just my breathing, harsh and loud in my ears. The motorcycle ticks as it cools, each sound making me jump. I swing my leg over, and my boots sink into the soft forest floor. It's too soft, like the earth is hollow beneath. I don't want to think about what might have made it this way, what's buried here, decomposing, creating this spongy ground. My backpack feels heavier than usual. Inside a knife, water, a bag for mushrooms. The knife, I should take it out now, keep it ready, but my hands are shaking. When did they start shaking? I force myself to take the first step away from the motorcycle. Feels like betrayal, leaving it behind. It's my escape, my lifeline to the outside world. But the mushrooms are deeper in, always deeper in. That's where the good ones grow, where few dare to venture. I mark the spot in my mind, memorizing the twisted tree nearby, the rock formation. Each step takes me further from safety. The canopy is so thick here that my eyes struggle to adjust to the darkness. Shapes move in my peripheral vision, but when I turn my head, there's nothing. Just trees, just shadows, just my imagination running wild. That's what I tell myself. The first cluster of honey mushrooms appears on a rotting stump. Perfect specimens, golden brown caps glistening. But as I approach, I notice something wrong. The smell. Mushrooms should smell earthy, clean. These smell sweet, sickly sweet, like decay masked with perfume. I kneel anyway. I came here for mushrooms. I need to take something back. Need to justify this trip, this fear. My knife slides through the first stem, and dark liquid oozes out. That's not right. Mushrooms don't bleed. But this looks like blood. Old blood, thick and congealed. I drop it, wipe my hand on my pants. The fear is no longer creeping, it's screaming. Every instinct says run. But I haven't filled my bag yet. A branch snaps behind me. Not a small branch, something thick. Something that takes weight. Real weight. I freeze, knife gripped so tight my knuckles are white. Slowly, I turn my head. 50 meters away, between the trees, something stands. It's massive, bigger than a bear. Bigger than anything that should exist in these woods. The shape is wrong, too tall, too hunched, shoulders too broad. And it's watching me. I can feel its gaze like physical pressure on my chest, making it hard to breathe. We stare at each other. Seconds stretch into eternities. Then it moves. Not toward me, thank God, but parallel. Circling me. My brain screams conflicting commands. Run, fight, hide, play dead, climb, pray. I do none of them. I'm frozen. A rabbit before a wolf. It completes half its circle, and now I can see more details. Dark fur, matted and thick. Arms too long, hanging past where knees should be. And the head. The head doesn't look like any animal I know. It grunts. A sound so deep it vibrates in my chest cavity. And that breaks the paralysis. I run. The bag drops, the mushrooms scatter. None of it matters. Only survival matters. My boots pound against the soft earth. Each step uncertain. Each moment expecting to trip, to fall, to feel claws in my back. Behind me, I hear it. Heavy footfalls, branches breaking. The sound of something massive moving with impossible speed. It's not just following, it's pursuing. Hunting. My lungs burn. The forest blurs around me. Where's the motorcycle? I can't remember. Everything looks the same. Trees, darkness, terror. A root catches my foot. No, I'm falling. Time slows as my body pitches forward. This is it. This is how it ends. Just like my thoughts predicted. I crash hard, shoulder taking the impact, pain exploding through my body. Roll over, scrambling backward, and it's there, right there, standing over me, close enough to smell rot and wet fur and something ancient. It reaches for me. I see its hand, if you can call it that, coming down. Fingers too long, tipped with claws black as obsidian. I kick, scrambling backward on my rear, hands slipping in leaves and mud. My back hits a tree, nowhere left to go. The hand closes on my jacket, lifts me. I'm off the ground, feet dangling face to face with God, the face. It's bear-like but wrong. Elongated, jaw too wide, teeth too many. And the eyes. Intelligence in those eyes. This isn't just an animal. Something more. Something worse. Pulls me closer, opens its jaws. The smell of its breath is overwhelming, death and decay. I'm going to die. After all those years of imagining it, of fearing it, it's actually happening. My hand finds something in my pocket. Not the knife, that's gone. Something else. The whistle. Emergency whistle I always carry. With my last moment of consciousness before panic takes over completely, I blow. The sound that comes out is piercing, unnatural in this silent forest. The creature recoils, drops me. I hit the ground hard, but I'm moving before the pain registers. Running again, but this time I see it, the clearing where I left the motorcycle. 30 meters, 20. The creature roars behind me. a sound that shakes leaves from trees. It's recovering, coming after me again. 10 meters. My hand reaches for the key in my pocket. Please start, please start, please start. I throw myself at the motorcycle, jam the key in, twist. The engine coughs. No, twist again. Coughs, sputters. The creature bursts into the clearing. 5 meters away. 4, 3. The engine catches, roars to life. I don't even sit properly. Just throttle it, the rear wheel spinning in the soft earth. Then catching. The motorcycle lunges forward. I feel something brush my back. Its claws, its breath, and then I'm away, the bike fishtailing, nearly losing control but not caring, just going, going, going. In the mirror, I see it standing in the clearing, watching me leave. I'm on the main path now, but I can't slow down. The speedometer reads 60, 70, 80 on this rutted forest road, suicidal speed. But the fear won't let me ease off. Every shadow between trees looks like it's keeping pace. Every sound might be it, crashing through the undergrowth parallel to me. The rational part of my brain says it's impossible, nothing can run that fast. But I saw what I saw, and it was impossible too. My hands ache from gripping the handlebars. My shoulder throbs where I hit the ground. But I'm alive. Somehow I'm alive. The forest starts to thin. Sunlight breaks through more frequently. Normal sounds return, birds, distant traffic, civilization approaching. But the fear doesn't leave. It sits in my stomach like a stone. Because I know the truth now. Those thoughts I have while riding, those dark fantasies about crashing, about something going wrong, they're not paranoia. They're premonition. The forest has things in it that shouldn't exist. And I went there alone. The paved road appears ahead like a miracle. Smooth asphalt, road signs, even another vehicle in the distance. Reality. Normal reality. I merge onto it, and only then do I let the speed drop to something reasonable. My entire body is shaking now. Adrenaline crash hitting hard. I need to pull over, but I can't. Not yet. Not until there are people around. Buildings. Safety. 5 kilometers later, I reach a gas station. Pull in, kill the engine, and just sit there. The attendant looks at me strangely. I must look insane, covered in mud. Leaves in my hair. Eyes probably wild. You okay? He asks. I want to tell him. Want to explain what's in that forest, warn him, warn everyone. But what would I say? That something attacked me? What was it? A bear on steroids? A mutant? Something worse? The words won't come. Fine, I manage. Just took a fall. He doesn't believe me. I can see it in his eyes. But he doesn't push. I fill the tank with hands still trembling. By water I can't drink. Back on the road, heading home. The sun is setting now, painting the sky orange and red. Beautiful. Normal. How can the world be this beautiful when that thing exists in it? I keep checking my mirrors. Nothing follows. But the feeling hasn't left. The sensation of being watched, being tracked. Maybe it's permanent now. Maybe once you've been marked by something like that, it never quite lets go. I think about all those times I had dark thoughts while riding. What if they weren't just anxiety? What if some part of me knew, sensed that the forest held danger? That one day those fears might manifest? They say animals can sense natural disasters before they happen. What if humans can too? What if those intrusive thoughts are our subconscious trying to warn us? My phone buzzes. Text from a friend. Find any mushrooms? I laugh, and it sounds hysterical even to me. Mushrooms. I went for mushrooms and found something that redefined my understanding of what's possible. What's real? Do I go back? Never. The answer should be never. But even as I think it, I know it's a lie. I'll go back. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week. But eventually I'll return. Because now I need to know. Was it real? Did that actually happen? Or did I have some kind of breakdown? Hit my head? Hallucinated the whole thing? The rational explanations line up so neatly, except for the scratches on my jacket. The claw marks in the fabric. 5 parallel tiers, too precise to be from a fall. Too deep to be from branches. I reach back, feel them with my fingers. Real. Undeniable. The road stretches ahead. Familiar now. I've ridden this route hundreds of times. Every turn memorized. Every bump known. But it feels different now. Less safe. Because if something like that can exist just kilometers away, hidden in an old forest, what else is out there? What else shares our world that we don't see, don't acknowledge? How many missing persons reports are really accidents? How many? My town appears on the horizon. Small, quiet, boring. I've complained about it for years. Nothing ever happens here. But now I see it differently. Maybe nothing happening is good. Maybe boring means safe. The streets are empty this time of evening. Everyone inside, eating dinner, watching TV, living their normal lives. They don't know. How could they? I pull up to my house, park the motorcycle, sit there for a moment, looking at my front door. Inside is warmth, light, safety, or the illusion of it, because I know now that walls and locks only work against human threats. What I encountered in that forest, I don't think doors would stop it. If it wanted in, it would get in. I dismount, every muscle protesting. I'm going to be bruised tomorrow. Probably should see a doctor. But what would I tell them? A forest monster attacked me? They'd think I'm insane. Maybe I am. Maybe sanity is just agreeing with the majority about what's real. And the majority hasn't seen what I've seen. Inside, I lock the door, chain it, check the windows. Everything's secure. The normality of my living room is jarring after the forest. TV, couch, books on shelves. Evidence of human life, human concerns. I strip off the torn jacket, examine it in the light. The claw marks are even more obvious here. Fabric shredded with surgical precision. Whatever made these was strong, precise, deliberate. I should throw it away, burn it, forget this ever happened. Instead, I hang it in my closet. Evidence. Proof for myself that it wasn't a dream. The shower runs hot, washing away mud and leaves and the smell of fear sweat. But it can't wash away the memory. The feeling of being lifted off the ground. Helpless. The intelligence in those eyes. That's what haunts me most, not the size, not the strength, but the awareness. It knew what it was doing. Chose to let me go. Why? I've read enough stories to know that's not how these encounters usually end. People disappear. They don't escape to tell tales. I try to eat. Can't. Try to watch something. Can't focus. Every sound makes me jump. The house settling. The refrigerator humming. A car passing outside, each one sends my heart racing. This is what trauma looks like. I realize. This is PTSD in real time. My hands won't stop shaking. I need to talk to someone. But who? Who would believe me? I open my laptop, start searching. Large unknown animals in forest. Hundreds of hits. Bigfoot sightings, bear attacks, hoaxes. Which category do I fall into? Cryptid encounters. More results. Stories similar to mine. Some detailed, some vague, all dismissed by mainstream science. But the details match. The wrongness of the proportions. The intelligence in the eyes. The selective aggression pursuing, but not killing. Like it was testing, evaluating. My phone is in my hand before I realize I've picked it up. Scrolling through contacts. Who can I call? My finger hovers over my brother's name. He's always been the logical one. Maybe he can rationalize this. Explain it away. I don't call, because part of me doesn't want it explained away. Part of me needs it to be real. Needs to know that my fear all these years was justified. That those dark thoughts while writing weren't mental illness but survival instinct. The forest knew I was coming. It always knows. And it lets most people pass through safely, take their mushrooms, enjoy their hike. But every so often, it shows someone the truth. Shows them what really lives there. Why me? Why was I chosen for this revelation? I keep coming back to that moment when it released me. When it could have killed me, ended me, added me to the list of missing persons. But it didn't. It let me run. Let me escape. Was it mercy? Or something else? Maybe it wanted me to tell this story. To spread the fear. To keep others away. Guard its territory not through violence but through terror. If that's the case, it worked. I'm terrified. But I'm also changed. The world is bigger, darker, more mysterious than I thought. And that's both horrifying and exhilarating. It's fully dark now. I stand at my window, looking out at the distant tree line. The forest is black against the dark blue sky, an absence of light. Somewhere in there, it's probably going about its night, hunting or sleeping or doing whatever impossible things do when humans aren't watching. Does it think about me? Remember the encounter? Or was I just another brief moment in its long existence? I'll never know. What I do know is this. Tomorrow, I'll wake up with bruises and scratches. Evidence written on my body. In a week, they'll fade. The jacket will go to the back of my closet. The memory will start to seem less real, like a vivid nightmare rather than actual experience. That's how the mind protects itself. By turning trauma into story, reality into myth. But tonight, right now, it's still raw, still real. And I need to honor that. Need to acknowledge what happened before rationalization sets in. So I'm telling you this story, sharing it while it's fresh, while the fear is still present in every word. Write to me in the comments. Tell me about your encounters, the moments when reality bent, when something impossible happened, when you saw something you couldn't explain. Tell me about the times your dark thoughts while writing came close to manifesting, when you felt watched in empty places, when nature revealed it has teeth. Because I need to know I'm not alone in this, that others have stood where I stood, felt what I felt, and survived to question their sanity afterward. Maybe together, in sharing these stories, we can make sense of the senseless. Or maybe not. Maybe some things aren't meant to be understood, only survived. The forest is still there. The creature is still there. And despite everything, despite the fear and the trauma and the certainty that I should never return, I know I will. Because humans are curious creatures. Because we need answers even when questions might kill us. Because the mushrooms grow best where few dare to venture. Until then, ride safe. Trust your instincts. And if your thoughts turn dark on lonely roads, maybe listen to them.